Welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. Our mission is to share what we have learned from our experience and the experience of others to help you make more money investing like a pro. We want to teach you how to create wealth by investing in real estate the Discount Property Investor way. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. Mike Slane and Dave Dodge here today. Going to be talking to you about the batch dialer.
Sweet, man. So cold calling is really the topic here.
That's right.
For marketing for leads and how do you get leads and what do you do. And we've done, over the course of 5 years working together, we've done a lot of different things. And one thing that's working really well for us is doing cold texting and cold calling. Mm-hmm. And it's very cost effective, which means, again, it's cheaper per lead. But again, it's going to take a little bit more time, either yours or someone else's. So we're doing a lot of cold calling, and we are using a multi-line dialer. And the one that we are using right now is batch dialer. Dave, you want to tell them a little bit about our experience and how we were kind of, working with the batch team? We got to kind of test it a little bit early, and
so we were a beta user for this this dialer. We started, I think, back in like September. So we're about halfway through January 2021 at this point, as of today. So we've been using it, so September, October, November, December, January. That's about 5 months at this point. And again, we were a beta user. They have come a long way since they started, and that's really the purpose of beta programs, really in general, to start testing features and making sure that everything's up and running. For the most part, and I'm just loving this dialer, man. It is phenomenal. So let's just talk about some of the basic features of the dialer. It's a multi-line dialer, as you had mentioned, Mike, and the multi-line dialer is...
Yeah, so why is that good? Why do you want a multi-line dialer? What does that do? What does that help you with?
Exactly. So the multi-line dialer is actually, it's a software, right? It uses a server. So you just log in, from a computer or a tablet, or hell, you might even be able to do it from a phone. But anyway, we just use it from a computer. And it has, I believe, up to 4 lines, maybe even more, that can be calling simultaneously. And when that happens... if there is, nobody that connects with, let's say, 1 or 2 of those, it just drops a voicemail, which is also really great because every time that we connect with, or, we don't connect with somebody, but we get a voicemail, we're able to drop that voicemail. And that voicemail just basically says, hey, this is Dave with House Sold Easy. We're looking to buy some properties in the area, and we noticed that, you own one in the area, so give us a call back at our company number in the event that you have a property and or you have a property and you want to sell it. So that's really cool that we have those voicemails being dropped.
I think that the multi-line thing, though, is so powerful in the time savings. So even if you're doing it yourself, even if you don't have a team of people helping you call, you've got the ability to call 3 or 4, however many lines you upgrade your account to or choose to use at once. You can have this dialing out 3 or 4 people at the same time. Now, why would you do that? Well, most of the time, people don't answer the phone. I mean, do we see that on our reports here? I mean, how many dials we've made versus how many connections? I believe we can, and it is thousands of dials compared to actual connections.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So if you are doing this manually and you're picking up your phone and trying to dial and you dial 100 numbers, you're probably only going to get a hold of, 10 people, best case. So that's going to take you, I don't know, maybe an hour or so to sit down and manually look at a phone number list and dial out those 100 numbers. Whereas if you're using a multi-line dialer system, if someone has 5 or 6 phone numbers for them, you can plug all those in and it's going to try to reach out to all of those. So whichever one is the actual number, the real number, it's going to get a hold of them. So again, you just have a much better chance of actually reaching the people you're trying to reach and actually connecting with people and getting people on the phone when you are trying to make phone calls. So the fact that that Batch has this capability is very, very slick. Batch Dialer is the only one, Dave, I don't think we even mentioned this, is the only one that's allowing people to try it for free.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's really huge.
So,
I mean, there's a lot of dialers out there, Mike, and there's a lot of multi-line dialers out there as well. However, they are offering a 7-day free trial, which is massive.
And that's only to friends of the show. So you've got to go to batchdialer.com / I think it's Dave. Batchdialer.com / Dave.
Batchdialer.com / Dave. That's
yeah.
right.
So then you can get a free trial of it. So again, that is multi-line dialing. Why it's so powerful? It amplifies your cold calling efforts. It just takes it to the next level. Another really neat thing, or powerful thing rather, about cold calling just in general, and then applying or using Batch Dialer, is cold calling is your goal. Your objective is to get people on the phone. So if you're cold texting or if you're sending out mail, your objective is to get people on the phone, to talk to them so that you can connect and set appointments and run appointments and meet them in person and write contracts.
No coupon on this one. Just the link, by the way.
Just the link.
Yep.
Cool.
Just want to let you guys know. But yeah, guys, this is amazing, right? 7-day free trial. They basically are giving away unlimited outbound dialing for that 7-day period, right? So you can literally test the system out. You can drop the voicemails. There's live agent monitoring. There's lead scoring. It does do call recording. And then it has this really cool feature called Predictive Dialing as well. But
what is that? I don't even know what Predictive Dialing is.
So the Predictive Dialing basically will call people back in the event that it drops the call or it isn't able to connect with them. And that's also basically the tool that you would use to set the multi-line up. It's just
gotcha.
Kind of
it's part of the multi-line.
Part of the multi-line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, gotcha.
But one of the coolest features, Mike, is the live agent monitoring.
Yeah, I was playing with this yesterday.
You were playing with this yesterday.
I was.
Tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so live agent monitoring, what does that mean? So Dave and I, we do a lot of things in real estate, and we do some wholesaling, and we do some flips, and we do a lot of rentals, and we do the podcast here, and we do a little bit of coaching, and so we're pretty busy. So we're not the ones that are day in and day out pounding the phones like we used to. Again, when we started, we were doing that all the time. Now it's not as often that we are actually the first line. So what we've done is we've hired some people to call for us. So we have, what is it, Dave? 3 people calling about 20 hours a week.
Yeah, so 20, 40, 60 hours a week basically.
So not a ton.
Which is actually quite a bit, though.
Yeah,
really.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of calling. So we've got 60 hours a week people calling. So when we come in and we look at our Batch Dialer account, we can go in and we can see what's happening, and we can see the number of calls going out and the number of calls being connected. And then when someone connects, the live monitoring allows you to actually drop in and listen to the conversation. So you can monitor your team if you have someone else doing it. In addition to the recording of the calls, you can actually do it live. So you could listen in, or you could even barge in if they say something that you don't like or something that you really like on the phone, and you want to jump in and be like, oh, hey, this is Dave. I just picked up the phone and, whatever. So you can barge in on the call as well. So you can monitor the callers in real time. Very, very helpful tool, very neat feature that, again, this service is really, really slick. And it's come, like Dave said, come a really long way, and we're excited for what
Let's
is
see if we
happening.
Can't pop in live.
All right, we're playing with it.
SIP.
Oh,
What does SIP mean? Why is it saying that?
I don't know.
Every
really
time you pop on, it says SIP, which I don't know. I think that's just their system.
Yeah,
I don't know, when it's connecting or something.
You connecting. So right now, guys, we're literally, Mike and I are sitting here and we're watching our cold callers do our outbound dials, and it looks to me like there's one person that's live right now, and there's 3 lines ringing actually, and you can see the duration, you can see the campaign, you can see the contact. On call. Let's jump in, see if we can't monitor this particular one. one more time.
Yeah, some of them, when it says on call, it takes a few minutes before it actually connects. That's what I noticed yesterday. So you can't be quite as trigger happy. It does stuff like this on you. And again, I think that it's a newer, like we said, brand new platform, brand new live service to people. And again, they're giving it away free to friends of the show. So very, very neat. And again, they want your feedback too. We'd love to hear your feedback on it. Post a comment on the show here. And let us know what you think of Batch Dialer and how it is, a good tool, or how it could be improved, or, how are you doing your cold calling? What are you doing that's working in your cold calling game?
Absolutely. Mike, I was on a little Clubhouse chat last night. I got invited in by some people, and a couple hundred people in the group. And, there was a couple new people in the group, and one of the things that I really noticed and took away from that particular call was there was a lot of new people on there, and they basically were making anywhere from 20 to 50 calls a day basically to motivated sellers, and they were new and they hadn't done a deal yet.
That's great. Yeah, it's a great start.
And it was good that they had started doing some cold calling, but I think the point is, the takeaway is, we're basically making between 20 and 50 calls by 9:15 a.m. Right? So we're literally calling hundreds of people an hour, and we're doing that 60 hours a week. Now the beautiful thing is me and you aren't really doing any of that. What happens is the callers will reach out, and their role really is to just find anybody and everybody that has a house, for one, and two, has some interest in selling it, right? Now, some people's approach to this may be that they want to train their callers to run comps and, to start making offers, and that's fine. But Mike and I have chose to just find anybody and everybody that is, basically raising their hand to say, hey, we are interested. And the reason is we have a couple different tools in our belt, right? So obviously wholesaling is our favorite thing to do. It's our passion, and that's kind of what this podcast is about, right? However, we do have a brokerage as well. So if somebody has a property that they really do want to sell, but they may not be able to sell it at a discount, well, there's still potential for us to make a little bit of money on that. We also do fix and flips as well as rentals. And when we're buying a fix and flip or a rental, we may not have to get it at such a substantial discount, a 30 or 35% discount like we would a wholesale deal, to still make a good deal out of it. Maybe we can buy those at, 15, 20, 25 cents of a discount versus a full 30 or even 40% discount, right? So the way that we're doing ours is basically anybody that owns a home and has some interest in selling it, the callers will add those contacts into our CRM and task Mike and I. And then from there, we will jump in and give those people a call and just say, hey, what can we do to help you? We know that you have this property over here on Main Street or whatnot. And
that's great,
and then you have something that you want to sell.
And I think that is maybe a little bit different approach from if you have a team or if it's just you working the leads. And again, our way may not be the best. It works well for us. We really like the fact that we have hundreds of leads being pre-screened for us and thousands of numbers being called for us. And then we're just able to go into the ones who put their hand up. Now, the flip side of that, though, hey, I don't have a big team. It's just me. I'm just getting started in wholesaling. That's all right, too. Why would you want to use Batch Dialer, and how would you use it effectively? Exact same thing. You're going to plug in your list. You're going to upload your list. And you're going to start dialing. And instead of having to dial one number at a time, it's going to help you reach more people and get faster talking to people on the phone. Is that intimidating? Absolutely. Do I get it? Absolutely. What can you do, though? There's a pause button, right? I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, you can hit what's it called up there? They call it the online agents, and there's paused. Yeah, it's a pause button. So basically, all you have to do if it's calling and then you have a bad call and you need to take 5, hit the pause button, take a break, no big deal. Go get a drink of water, boost yourself back up again, and hit that unpause button. Get back on the phone. Because again, like we just mentioned, we're churning through tons of phone numbers
Hey,
and
look at
tons
this.
of leads.
Yeah, we got 2 callers on actually right now.
Sweet, go back, see if we
Dana
can
and
listen.
Rachel. Yeah, which is really cool. So it
Well,
looks
they're
like,
online, they're not calling.
yeah,
okay.
they're just it's just
Yeah,
dialing
I
out
got you,
right
I
now.
got you.
So we can actually listen in and or barge once they have connected their call. So we have to go in and click on those individually. But so what, right? I mean, even if we're not wanting to monitor these calls, the point is that somebody is reaching out to all these individuals in our market or any market that you want to do this in, and basically just finding those people so we can connect with them. We are real estate investors, guys. Our goal is to find people that have interest in selling. Now, one of the cool things about this is you can make and receive calls from anywhere in the world, using an online browser. Maintain a local presence while working remotely by using local area codes and phone numbers, right? So, Mike and I, we're out of St. Louis, Missouri. I would think that you guys would know that at this point, but if you don't, we're right here in the Midwest. Our cold callers are all based out of the Philippines, and the reason is because we can get, help and labor much cheaper in the Philippines than we can here locally in the United States, and we pay them very handsomely. Right? So it's a win-win for us. But the cool thing is it doesn't matter where in the world they are located.
That's a good point, Dave. And the thing is, Dave and I, we don't have world domination ambitions either.
No.
Like we see a lot of people who are virtual wholesaling. We don't really do much of that. We're happy working in St. Louis. Yeah, I mean, but again, you could use this, like Dave was saying, get local numbers anywhere. You could do it in 3 markets, 4 markets, or whatever you wanted to do.
That's right.
So yeah, very, very powerful tool.
So here's just some of the other stuff that the batch dialer has that I really like. For one, they integrate with like tons of different places. So we're also using batch leads, which is great. If you're using like Salesforce or HubSpot or let's say Infusionsoft, it looks like Podio. Zillow, all these different things. Zapier, which basically allows you to do anything on any site, right? It connects with that. It does have the option to just set up super fast, simple campaigns where you can log into the platform, you can connect to a campaign, and literally just click Start Dialing, and you'll be able to create, start, pause, edit, duplicate, or delete campaigns directly from the dashboard. One thing I really like about the batch dialer is that the dashboard is really, really intuitive. It's really simple to understand and kind of help you understand, what's going on.
It's funny because like a long time ago, you had to have super, super complicated software to make a user-friendly platform.
That's right.
And I guess that's still the case. Shoot, man, I don't know. I haven't done any of this development. But again, so just behind the scenes, I know they do a ton of work building out these systems to make them easy to use, which is hugely helpful for us because, yeah, it just saves you so much time when you're in there playing around.
So much time. So it also has lead prioritization, right? So that's basically intelligently prioritize sales leads in real time and close more deals. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, Mike, with the predictive dialing, right? So it's going to basically determine what phone numbers are gonna have been marked, as not necessarily good numbers, right? It's pulling data from everywhere. So it's going to basically prioritize the numbers that it's going to think are going to have the best chance of connecting. It also, this is one thing that we didn't even mention yet, but it has dynamic call scripts. So you can create fully customizable call scripts with dynamic lead data. Now, each campaign can have its own call script, or each caller can have its own call script. So you can set this up a lot of different ways, but the call scripts are built right in. Webhooks and API, seamless two-way integrations, of course, with the third-party platforms and apps. Smart call routing, which means you can transfer calls to the right person or the right number every time and in real time. So if you have somebody that's just dedicated to answer those inbound calls, or maybe you want to push those into a voicemail, again, you have all of those options. And then last but not least, all of the batch services have a built-in CRM, right? Now this CRM is a basic CRM, but that's what I love about it, Mike, is that you don't need to have all this complicated stuff, right? It's basically built to track, organize and manage those leads. All right. Super, super simple. But again, it does have the built-in CRM. So guys, do not wait. Go check this out. Literally, they are gonna give you unlimited outbound dialing for free for 7 days, guys. You got to act now because this offer may not be around for a long time. The owners told me that they were just going to be testing this out. So I'm hoping that they're going to let this go for a couple weeks, but depending on, the volume,
they're going to get so much volume, they're going to have to turn it off.
They may turn it off, guys.
Yeah.
So definitely go check it out. Batch Dialer, BATCHDIALER.com. And if you want that 7-day free trial, you got to use /Dave, DAVE, and that will put up a landing page that will actually give you guys access to a 7-day free trial. And in that trial, you get unlimited outbound dialing, guys. This is a game changer. So get on over there, check it out. Mike, let's jump in and listen to some of our callers here, and let's go do some deals.
That's what we got to do, man. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right, guys, signing off. Thanks for listening to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. We would also appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you in advance for your support. And remember, you make your money when you buy, you get paid when you sell. Now let's go build some wealth.